God has an urgent message about your children today. The tears you're about to shed come from a place of divine revelation about your son and daughter. There's a truth about your children that you haven't been able to see. A spiritual reality that will break your heart open, but ultimately heal your family. This message reveals how your children have been experiencing life in ways completely different from what you've understood. Their prayers, their silent tears, their unspoken words, God has heard them all. This message comes with love to help. You see your children through heaven's eyes for perhaps the first time. As you hear these words, know that God sees the invisible struggles between you and your precious children. It's normal to feel defensive when someone suggests your parenting needs healing, but remember that God watches over your family with tender care. This message is your chance to repair what's broken before the distance between you grows too wide to cross. You're receiving this revelation because there's still time to heal these sacred relationships. Even when facing your parenting wounds feels painful, trust that this message is a blessing because your children need you to hear this truth. The tears you shed today can water the seeds of tomorrow's family healing. What feels like heartbreak now is actually the breaking of a shell that has limited your understanding of your children's hearts. As you think about your son and daughter, take time to truly see them today. Just like a mirror reflects exactly what stands before it, your children reflect parts of yourself you've tried to ignore. Notice how your daughter's anger might mirror your own unhealed wounds. See how your son's withdrawal echoes patterns you learned in your own childhood. Hold on to your deep love for them and your good intentions, but let go of the need to be right and the fear of admitting mistakes that keep your heart closed. Just like a river passes down whatever flows into it, we pass our emotional inheritance to our children without realizing it. The pain you experienced as a child now flows through your parenting unless you consciously stop this current. This revelation isn't meant to shame you, but to transform your family relationships by showing you what your children cannot say themselves. Sometimes the greatest act of parenting is the humility to see how our own unhealed wounds affect our precious children. This message about your son and daughter is more than just parenting advice. It's a spiritual checkpoint in your family's journey. It's a divine invitation to see beyond behavior to the souls entrusted to your care. Face this revelation with an open heart and willing spirit. There's a loving plan at work in your family, unfolding exactly as it should. Difficult truths about your parenting might be painful to hear, but see them as chances to grow spiritually alongside your children. Every tear shed becomes a river of understanding between your heart and theirs. When family conflicts feel overwhelming, reach out in prayer for guidance about your specific children. God knows your son and daughter intimately, their unique spirits, their unspoken needs, their deepest fears, even better than you do. In your prayers, you'll find the wisdom to meet each child where they truly are, not where you wish them to be. Your children aren't projects to perfect, but souls to nurture, and God's perspective on them is far more compassionate and complete than even your most loving parental gaze. As we've explored this divine insight about your children, I'd like to help prepare you for more spiritual guidance on your parenting journey. If these messages about family healing resonate with your heart, please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to our channel. Each week, we share divine revelations that help parents see their children through God's loving eyes and heal generational wounds. Pay attention to small signs that reveal the true state of your children's hearts. These aren't just typical behaviors. They are divine clues sent specially to help you understand what your children cannot express. Watch for moments when your son goes silent after certain topics arise. Notice when your daughter's eyes avoid yours while answering questions. You might see them flinching at movements that suggest they expect criticism, withdrawing emotionally after family gatherings, or creating physical distance between you. You might hear them using the same hurtful words you once spoke to them. These aren't accidents or just phases. They're sacred signals helping you see the impact of your parenting. Trust your gut feelings about the state of your family relationships. That quiet voice inside, whispering that something isn't right, is your connection to divine wisdom. When you feel a pang of regret after speaking harshly, when you sense your child's emotional withdrawal despite their words, when you notice patterns repeating across generations, that's God nudging you toward healing. These intuitive moments are truth speaking through your heart, showing you exactly where family healing must begin. Honor these insights even when they bring pain, for they lead to the restoration of your most precious relationships. Remember, you're not facing these family truths alone. God is with you, surrounding your parenting journey with love and wisdom. Around you stands a spiritual team of guides and helpers, working to heal the bonds between you and your children. This revelation about your son and daughter comes from love, not judgment, and every tear you shed is collected with tender care. Feel thankful for this divine intervention, for it shows how deeply God values your family's healing. Each step you take toward honest reflection brings your children closer to the parent they desperately need you to become. The universe cradles your family in healing hands, turning painful revelations into pathways for restoration. Nothing can separate you from divine love during this challenging time. Not your parenting mistakes, not your children's resistance, not even the generational patterns you've unconsciously carried. This journey of family healing happens within a circle of divine protection that holds both you and your precious children. Divine timing, God's perfect clock, is working in your family situation right now. When you receive this message about your children at exactly the moment when your heart is ready to hear it, that's sacred timing at work. This revelation comes not a moment too soon or too late, but precisely when your soul can receive it and act upon it. These moments show you're connected to God's plan for your family's healing, living in harmony with divine guidance, even through parenting challenges. As these truths about your son and daughter become clearer, let them build your courage to make necessary changes. Each insight confirms you're being guided toward healthier family connections. Pay attention to these revelations and trust their purpose. They aren't random parenting struggles. They're part of a loving plan to restore what's been broken between you and your children. Keep your heart open to God's guidance about your unique son and daughter. The more you embrace these truths, the more completely your family can heal. Just as you receive these divine messages about your precious children, your support helps us continue sharing similar guidance with other parents who feel lost and confused. A small super thanks of $5, $10, or $20 allows these healing revelations to reach mothers and fathers who desperately need to understand their sons and daughters through God's compassionate eyes, just as you're learning to do today. As you process these truths about your children, believe that this emotional challenge can lead to extraordinary family healing. Just like a garden requires the turning of soil and pulling of weeds before new growth appears, family restoration demands facing uncomfortable truths about our parenting. God arranges these revelations perfectly, even when seeing your children's pain feels unbearable. Focus on healing your own childhood wounds, because unhealed parents cannot raise healed children. When you stay open to seeing your parenting honestly and keep your heart receptive to your children's unspoken needs, wonderful transformations begin in your family. Conversations you never thought possible start happening with your son. Emotional connections you believed were lost forever begin reforming with your daughter. Every tear you shed in recognition of your children's true experience brings you closer to becoming the parent your specific children need. Your relationship with God remains your greatest resource during this family healing process, providing the strength to face hard truths and the wisdom to know what to change. The courage to see clearly is the beginning of all family healing. As you begin this healing journey with your son and daughter, make it a daily practice to say, "I see my children through God's loving eyes today." Speak these words with genuine intention each morning before interactions begin. This simple practice gradually transforms how you perceive your children's behaviors and needs. When old patterns of frustration or criticism arise, when you feel yourself reacting rather than responding to your children, pause for a sacred moment. Use this breath to quiet your parental judgment and connect with divine wisdom about this specific child in this specific moment. Trust that God is working everything out in your family relationships and begin each day thanking Him for revealing what your children cannot tell you themselves. When you fill your heart with gratitude for these difficult insights, you create space for authentic connection with your son and daughter. Take time each day to truly see your children, not your expectations of them, not your fears for them, but their true divine essence. Your willingness to see clearly is the key that unlocks healing in your most precious relationships. During this family healing journey, you're not just restoring your own parent-child relationships, but also becoming someone who can guide others through similar pain. This experience offers you a sacred opportunity to break generational patterns that have damaged families for centuries. Each day gives you new opportunities to practice conscious parenting and share hope with other mothers and fathers. As you pray for wisdom with your children and connect with divine guidance, remember that your vulnerability about your parenting struggles can become medicine for another family. Your courage to face these truths can inspire and encourage parents who feel alone in their confusion and pain. Use your story to bring light to another parent's darkness. Embrace each challenging moment with your son or daughter as a chance to create a new legacy, replacing unconscious patterns with mindful presence. In this healing journey, families grow stronger together, supporting each other through prayer and honest sharing, creating communities where children can be truly seen and parents can be authentically human, breaking chains of hurt that have bound generations. In closing, as we process these emotional truths about your children and the healing that lies ahead, let's move forward with compassion and courage. Be prepared to welcome divine guidance in your parenting, face difficult realizations with an open heart, and recognize the blessing that comes from truly seeing your children. Trust in the power of prayer to transform your family relationships and in God's continued presence in your parenting journey. You are on a path to restoration, surrounded by divine wisdom that knows exactly what your unique son and daughter need. Keep saying, "I see my children through God's loving eyes," and watch as healing unfolds between you. If this message has touched your heart and helped you glimpse your children through heaven's eyes, please like this video and subscribe to our channel for more divine family guidance. Hit the notification bell so you never miss a message meant specifically for your parenting journey. When you share this video, you extend healing to countless other families struggling to truly see their children. Each parent who receives this revelation through you becomes part of a growing community, breaking generational patterns of hurt. Dear Lord, please give us courage to see our children clearly, wisdom to understand their needs, and strength to become the parents they truly need. Help us heal so that we don't pass our wounds to another generation. Amen. If this message has moved you to tears and new understanding about your son and daughter, consider showing your appreciation with a super thanks of $5, $10, $20 or more. Your support helps us continue reaching parents who desperately need divine guidance. Please share in the comments what specific parent-as-child challenges you'd like spiritual guidance about in our next video. Your suggestions help us bring healing to the areas of family life where you need it most.